Morning travellers, here we are again at Bangwad Reservoir and Dam, and I came up here specifically today to shoot this frontispiece to the video I'm planning on making. If we look around here, we can see that the dam is absolutely full. There, that pipe is right up to its full water mark now, and should be, under normal circumstances when the dam is empty, that's 20-30 feet higher than the water level, but right now it's full pool. And that is a great shot too, just shows you how dry that is. All that dry land is normally the bottom of the lake. And although you can't see it very well, that is the overflow, which is currently overflowing. And I'll post in a picture of what it looks like when it's almost empty. The difference is stunning. Anyway, that's not why we're here today. In fact, I was walking around here about a month ago, and as I came to the place that you're about to see, a memory suddenly came upon me. I was walking around here, and I've done this hundreds of times in the past, it's just that I never had the association before in my head. I was walking around here and I suddenly noticed how much this place reminds me of one of the one of the art and wine festivals that I used to go to in California, in the San Jose area, and how much I miss them. And this reminds me of the place I used to go at the Santa Clara Art and Wine Festival, which was pretty well my favourite. Happened in September, so I always used to try to be in town for that. And it's difficult, even for me, it's difficult to make the connection now, but this semi-circular row of steps there and this thingamajig in the middle, the thingamajig in the middle would be replaced by a huge maypole, and on the top of the maypole there'd be chains going down to posts all the way around the outside. And on that would be vines that are, you know, growing from the ends to make rather a nice covered enclosure. And all the way around here would be the same steps. And around about here somewhere would be a raised platform area where the band would perform. Band, I say, it's a two-day event, and they probably have a dozen different bands, maybe 6 every day performing, and really top-rate bands as well. And some of them great musicians I'd never seen before. You tend to see the same ones over and over again if you go there year on year. But every year there's a surprise, and they're usually pleasant surprises. So what I intend to do now is to, here we are, here's our stage. Let's say this is our stage, shall we? And That's where the band would be set up. Big loudspeakers around. A guy on the right hand side there operating the mixing console, big audio desk and whatever. Yeah, it's all coming flooding back. So what I'm going to do now is take this video back home and use it as the introduction for a slideshow. I never shot any videos in the day. I wasn't a video person then, but I did take a lot of photographs. So I'll show you those photographs and describe the people that used to go there, because the same people would go there every year. I mean, there's only about half a dozen of them, but you know, thousands would go through the venue over the 2 days. But I always knew who to look out for, and they were always there. And they're all always eccentric personalities. They didn't exist anywhere else outside that environment. So I have most of them on photos, so we'll go back in time and we'll meet them. And it's something that I miss very much about California, or Central California anyway. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye. So, what is an art and wine festival? Well, it's a festival where you have art and wine. Stupid. But in reality, it is a music and crafts gathering. First, they find a large park in the middle of the town. Then they contact all of the local crafts people that make stuff and sell them. In fact, most of these people go from one art and wine festival to the other. It's how they make their living. And then they set it all up and invite the locals in. The other big mixture in the cake is the local musicians. Say local, they come from all over the Bay Area. Yeah, they've got a day off. They're nighttime performers really, but they've got a day off. They'll go to any of these art and wine festivals and perform. It's all part of their income stream. I must admit we were particularly lucky with this one because it's such a beautiful park setting. A lot of these festivals are street festivals, and depending on the town they can still be really, really good, but some not so much. So you get what you pay for. Well, you don't pay, it's free. Only when you start boozing and eating, which was my thing, that the dollars rack up. I used to love looking at the changes that came about over the weekend, like the very first acts on a Saturday morning when I'm consuming my first glass of wine would be on the stage, and there'd hardly be anyone there at all to watch them. And by the end of Saturday it would look a bit like this, and come the last act on the Sunday, which was the headliners, you wouldn't be able to get within 100 yards of the stage. It would be absolutely jam-packed, crammed. So what about my friends then that I meet regularly at all of these festivals? Well, these three aren't among them. Shame really, they look very nice, don't they? What I'm going to do now is to introduce you to a few of them, and you can actually judge them for yourself. To make things simple for me, I gave them all nicknames. I mean, I didn't know their real names, and I didn't really want any social contact, so this seemed like a good idea to avoid it. Here we go. Let's start off with the snake charmer. I don't know what's going on inside his mind, but he had loads of these phony rubber snakes around his neck at all times. I don't know whether he saw himself as a stranded Vietnam vet or what, but that was his persona. He was always alone. He stuck with it. Good luck to him. Up next is someone else that was usually alone, although she often talked to people, so she wasn't kind of standoffish and wacko. I bet in her youth she was everyone's idea of a California girl, and now she was my idea of a California middle-aged lady. This is the person that I call the free spirit. Well, here's a lovely couple. At least they were a couple. You used to see them hanging out a lot. Well, the man more than the woman. And rumour has it that they were once married, but got divorced, but still hung out together. How bizarre. And here we see them on a different day. This must have been a Sunday afternoon because it was taken in the back patio of one of the Irish pubs on Murphy Street. Can't remember the name of it now, Cupertino. And they always had a band there on Sundays and dancing, and same couple. And I used to call him Snake Hips, and the lady had features that, let's say, were sharp, so I called her Hatchet Face. Now, all the other people we've seen so far would fall within the spectrum of normal, but this lady that I saw from time to time definitely isn't. You can see that by her face. I never did have a name for her, it just seemed too sad, but I took the photo anyway. This guy you used to see at every art and wine festival, Down syndrome. He really loved the music, and before he got that little guitar, he used to get so worked up by it that one of his arms used to kind of go up and down, making kind of masturbating movements, which was highly embarrassing. And then his mother, who's this tiny little Asian lady, would come rushing out and calm him down. I think she must have sought expert advice, because in the end she bought him this little air guitar that he played fervently, and that kept all the unfortunate movements at bay, and everything was good from there on in. And finally, in living Technicolor, this lovely lady here that I took quite a few photos of. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, really. It's obviously I was walking around alone and I was missing my Thai girlfriend, and so I think this lady is actually Chinese, but she kind of reminded me a bit of her, so I took the photos. And then on a completely separate occasion I saw this lady here, and I sincerely hope it's not the same person, because she don't look right here at all, and I'm just hoping that this is an aberration and it's not the same person, but I call her the fan dancer. So thanks for watching my memories of Santa Clara. Now you've met a lot of the weirdos that used to frequent that place way back in the day, and it's one of the things I really miss about living in the Bay Area in California. A lot of things, actually. It's really great, but I couldn't afford to live there anymore, so it's impossible to go back unless I'm just visiting a friend, which my current plan has now been firmed up, won't say finalised, but firmed up for me to go back in June. I've got stuff to sort out there. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Cheerio.